Sure as heck gonna try.
Good. I'm glad you're here. Just remember, it's all out there for you. Work hard, listen, watch how we do, and you got a chance to be something special. Now let's see what you got.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
Let's meet your Atlanta Hawks starting lineup. Starting at point.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter.
It's go time. Check in.
I'm on it.
Subbed in for Kevin Garnett. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in.
The Nets brought in a lot of talent before last season, and even though they had the big-name stars starting, they were actually a very deep team.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Jaron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. Bogdanovich out there with Andre Kirilenko. And it's Plumlee. And stepping out onto the floor now for his very first official NBA playing time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Hernandez. And there is the potential for a feel-good story here, Clark. No doubt this young man didn't get selected in the draft, but has fought his way onto a team nonetheless.
And Kevin, no telling how far this journey will go, but you have to applaud him for at least making his way into an NBA game, even when things didn't look so good for him.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Cephalosha comes in for DeMarre Carroll, and it's Korver in for Kent Bazemore. And the Nets also making a change. Jack's checked in. Guys, as you said, the Nets stars got a lot of the attention, but they would go to the bench often, and Steve, it would pay off for them.
Well, they were second in bench minutes played last year, and also top 5 in points off the bench. So, this was a deep roster, and it really came through for them.
Here's Hernandez. No good from outside. Nets leading by 3. It's Kirilenko on the wing. Johnson, a wide open look, sinks the three-pointer. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's the monster, defended by Jack. Puts up a 3. And it's Johnson with the rebound. The Nets have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Off the screen. Rebound by the Hawks. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy to just get that out of the way. Get that first basket. Now you breathe easy. You just go out and play.
I think he's got a lot of big buckets ahead of him, guys. Years to come for him are going to be pretty productive, but I think this moment will rank right up there amongst the biggest of his as he goes through the rest of his career.
Kirilenko kicks to Jack. Hits it from three-point range.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Here's the monster, defended by Jack. Here's Hernandez. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now Kirilenko. Here's Bogdanovich, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard.
And we welcome you back to the NBA. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided.
I'm gonna start.
All right, Eyes front. That's not what we were looking for in the first half, to say the least. Let's learn from what happened and make the second half a different story.
We can't get anything to drop from three-point range. Our spacing's been terrible. Find those holes in the D and open the floor. Otherwise, we might as well abandon that shot altogether. And it also hasn't helped that our shots aren't dropping. Focus on shot selection. Let's get good looks. A good way right back into this, guys, would be on the offense.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Kent Bazemore. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Bogdanovich. He's got 8, down to 5 on the shot clock. And Williams, here we go. Hernandez checked in for Dennis Schroeder. You'd better keep your hands up if you've been playing with these guys.
Got your time, no question. His passing has just been phenomenal.
Here's the monster. That's good on the jump shot. The monster's got his second bucket.
Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer grew up around the game. His father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much immediately after graduating from college. Sounded like a guy who knew what he wanted to do.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Kevin, thank you. As you know, Jeff Teague is starting to enter the upper ranks among point guards in the NBA, and he credits Coach Budenholzer for a lot of his growth. Teague said he always tells me, be aggressive. That is the only way I want you to play. When your coach is telling you that, there is no way you can't be successful. Kevin?
Well, he seems to be pushing the right buttons, Doris. Thanks. Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Damari Carroll, and it's Korver in for Kent Bazemore. The Nets also changing it up. Luckily, he's checked in for Garnett. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Williams. And Coach Budenholzer, two-sport athlete at Pomona, golf and basketball, also graduated with a triple major in politics, philosophy, and economics. It sounds just like you at Arizona.
Similar, only different. But, you know, shortly after college, Budenholzer actually took over as the video coordinator for the Spurs, and that's where his career took off. He ended up spending 19 seasons alongside Greg Popovich, winning 4 titles, and now here he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Offensive rebound. Sefolosha passes to Horford. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see 2 tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
Then, of course, you look at the numbers. John Stockton with 3,265 steals over his career. Really a crazy number, averaged over 2 a game, and even in his later years, he was a threat in that regard.
And Al Horford drops them both.
Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward who's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but you got to think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
Here's Hernandez. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for Horford, you know, able to scrap inside to overcome his lack of size defensively, his quickness is his biggest advantage. I mean, he's excellent at moving in space and defending the pick and roll.
You guys are talking about Horford's advantages playing center. Certainly his offensive skill set among those advantages.
Yeah, and an excellent mid-range jump shooter and ball handler. He can face up. He can draw opposing bigs further out than they'd like, but he's also strong enough and quick enough to get past them and get to the rim. Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Hernandez. Gets an open look and hits. The Monsters got 4 points in the quarter.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Jack dishes to Kirilenko.
defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against Portland.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Got a piece of it. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
Boy, that pass was in the air.
Great job shutting him down.
In for the Hawks.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Kyle Korver. And a new group in for the Nets. Lopez, he's checked in for Plumlee. Garnett comes in for Andre Kirilenko. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Allen Anderson. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Johnson. Setting the floor for the Nets. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. Williams and Jack, their backcourt. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. And he gets it to go.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by
Hernandez checked in for John Jenkins. And the Nets making a change here as well. Karsov's checked in. Here's the monster. Puts up a 3. The Hawks again can't hit. Outside Williams. The pass to Lopez. Here's Bogdanovich. Lopez a screen. High arcing shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Bogdanovich has got 4 points in the quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Beyond the arc. And good. The 3-point shot good from Hernandez.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Lopez kicks to Bogdanovich. Passes it to Williams. Here's Lopez. Shoots. The shot no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Hernandez passes to Scott. Here's Mack. Pass to Hernandez. He tries for 3, and that one's good.
I think we can all agree that the NBA has become a bit of a nicer, friendlier league over the past few decades. Less animosity with players and less brutal rivalries, but there is still a level of trash talking going on, and I think at times it's a factor in games.
Payne passes to Hernandez. Kicks it to Mack. Puts up a 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Third 3 in a row right there.
Adjustment time for the defense, guys.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Williams dishes to Lopez. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And 11 points for Brook Lopez.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open 3-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played. There's actually offense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
Virtually uncontested. It's nice to be able to add to the lead without really having to work for it.
Hernandez misses the 3. Nets have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. Feeds to Karsov. All alone. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Scott kicks to Mack. Here's the monster. Again, the Hawks good for 2. 1:37 left in the 4th quarter. Williams with the ball. Pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Williams. 11 feet away, and again. It's Brooklyn converting.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And this evens up the season series. Good performance today. 2 more games, though, of course, coming in this season matchup.
This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season, Steve. These are 2 evenly matched squads.
You always need role players to step up and help, and that was the case here as everything was working for Deron Williams. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
Deron Williams has really good size and strength at the point guard spot. And once he gets a step on the guy, it's hard to push him off his line.
Carol Antich, he's checked in for the Hawks. Cephalosha comes in for DeMarre Carroll. And then for Brooklyn, Karolinko comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Alan Anderson subbed in for Bogdanovich. Count that one. And Williams with one of the better post-up games among point guards thanks to his strength.
Yeah, shows that veteran savvy. You know, he can hit you with the fadeaway or get you up in the air and work himself to the foul line. So, you know, this guy's a handful anywhere on the court. You know, if this had come earlier, they might have been able to get back into it.
Yeah, but as it is, too little, too late.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Lopez. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Brooklyn. Brook Lopez taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. Brown is checked in for Williams. Good on both. And for the Hawks, they're shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. They get it back. Payne's shot is good.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
And here is Brown. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each and